Hey guys, it's Corinne. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time, but I'm back and I wanted to talk to you guys about my 2 years on hormone replacement therapy because I have now been on hormones for 2 years and almost 2 months because I'm just very late at filming. So the last time you guys saw me, I talked about my 1 year on hormones and I didn't really get out everything that I wanted to because I'm like scatterbrained and I don't write anything down. So I just kind of like hope to remember everything and I don't. I honestly don't even know where to start right now and I haven't filmed in so long. So I'm just like not, so I'm trying to throw myself back in there. Let me start with what happened right after my 1 year on hormones. So I was feeling good. I wasn't having many problems at the time. And I swear, like, the universe is like, okay, it's been 1 year, let's fuck her up. And like right after I filmed and uploaded that, like days later, I had a massive headache and I was like dying in bed. I don't know if I mentioned before, but like I didn't get headaches before hormones. And when I started hormone replacement therapy, like instantly I had headaches all the time and they were like serious. Like I am the type of person that doesn't sleep with my lights off. I sleep with my lights on because I'm afraid of the dark. But when I had those headaches, I would have to turn off my lights and turn off my like LED light. I sleep with those on every night because that's enough light for me. But when I have like my hormone headaches, that's what we'll call them, I can't have those lights on. I have to sleep in the complete dark because I'm like ready to cry. So that's one big thing that I have noticed being on hormone replacement therapy. Some other things are like, just like, of course, my boob growth. I actually did get pretty lucky because I thought that I wasn't gonna grow boobs. I thought like, I'll take these pills forever and I probably won't grow anything because I just have bad luck. But I mean, I've done pretty decent, I feel like, and when I have a good bra on, like, you can't tell me shit. I don't feel like that much stuff has happened since my 1 year on hormones, but I will say my zipper's undone. I'm wearing shorts and I didn't realize. Whatever, no one's here. I will say that my skin cleared up a lot being on hormones, like instantly. Before I started HRT, I would break out in like the usual spots. Well, I mean, usual for me, like all the time. I was very oily up here. So I would break out right here, sometimes on my nose and up here, and sometimes like under my nose, like this area really, I would get breakouts and it would only happen a few times a year. I wasn't the type to like really break out or get zits or whatever. Being on HRT, I did not get them for like a whole year. And I feel like once I hit like a year and a half, I started to get little zits here and there, but nothing serious. And it would be like one, and like it would be there for just a couple days and just be gone. But other than that, like my skin has been really nice because it dries you out, not like terribly, but like, I don't know, because I had like combination skin, but yeah, I was very oily up here and dry everywhere else. But now I'm just like, I'm good. This is a me problem, but as a teenager, by the time I turned 12, I think, or 11, or 12 probably, I started to get like this nasty redness right here and bumps on both arms, just right here. Not up here and nowhere else, just right here. Because it lasted up until my 20s. But when I started HRT, all of that went away mostly. So back in January 2021, back in January this year of 2022, I had a little issue with getting an appointment for getting my levels tested and stuff. And I was without hormones for like possibly a week or two, I can't remember, but I do know I was running low on estrogen. I had a lot of testosterone blockers for some reason, but I was running low on estrogen. And what I did was I would take a dose in the morning, but I wouldn't take the other half at night that I was supposed to take, because I was trying to like, I was just trying to have some estrogen every day. So I would just take a little bit every day and try to make it last, or I would skip a day and then take it the next day because at least, I'll have it tomorrow if I didn't have it today. But yeah, I ran out, and I probably went about a week or two without estrogen. I had realized that, for one, I was losing weight, which would be amazing, but I lost so much weight not having estrogen. And but this little problem came back, and it's cleared up, but it's not as clear as it was the first time I started HRT, I think. But it was really bad whenever I was low on estrogen. My skin down here, just in this spot, like I said, when I was a teenager, when it started to like break out again. And so that was kind of stressful. I feel like I'm screaming at the camera. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's so echoey in my living room. But sorry if I'm screaming, I apologize. As for hair growth, I don't think that my hair on my head really grew much. I will say my body hair is great. I will not shave for days, and I'm like, this is great, because I couldn't do that before. And my facial hair as well, I love it because it's not as crazy as it was, because it was pretty crazy for me before I started HRT. So that is amazing. I love that. It is easier to gain weight, or not. I wouldn't say gain weight. I don't work out as much as I should, or as much as I used to, so I should really get back into that. But back then, if I would work out a little bit, I would lose weight so quick. And now, like on estrogen and testosterone blockers, it is so hard to like lose weight. So that's one issue I've experienced. I don't know if like that's a thing, but it has been a thing for me. Also probably just like me aging, because I am 29, so maybe it's that, who knows. So on HRT, I have realized that I am actually crazy. No, but I do cry a lot. I've always been a crier, I feel like, but not like, I wouldn't let anyone see me cry. But being on HRT, I'm like, I'm not gonna go hide. It's just gonna happen right now. Because I'm not gonna make it to like, you know, I'm just gonna cry. That's one thing I've noticed that's been pretty crazy. I thought that I wouldn't have mood swings in the way of like being angry, but I think I have caught myself in those situations where I'm just like, why did I get that angry? But at the same time, I'm very like, you know, like I don't get angry at dumb things. It takes a lot for me to allow myself to be angry. But sometimes it's like, I'm seeing red and I can't stop. It's not a big issue though, unless you hear it from someone else that it is. But yeah, I don't think I even finished what I was saying about hair. Body hair, great. Facial hair, great. But my head on my hair, it's not so great. It's very short still. I swear it's been this length since I was in middle school. That's mostly my fault because I bleach it all the time, but I did go one whole year without touching my hair color. It was just my natural hair color and a dark color that I had thrown on, and I didn't retouch it very much. I stayed away from lightener for a whole year, and my hair was looking and feeling a whole lot better, but it still wasn't very long. It was like maybe like here, but probably fuller than it is right now. But that's okay, I wear extensions, so it's not a big deal. So I feel like there were so many things that I didn't touch up on, and honestly, I can't even remember them right now. That first year on HRT, it was the first 3 months, I think. I was very emotional and very alone, I felt, and I thought that like no one liked me, and I thought that I don't know, I felt insecure, and it was my first time really experiencing that feeling, because I never really cared about anything like that to that extent. But at that point, I was just very, very sad. And it wasn't even like depression, because I know depression very well, and that wasn't her. That was like, oh my God, I'm so sad and alone and no one likes me. And you know, like it was so weird to experience that and to admit that I was experiencing that. I did talk to like one of my friends about it, and he was just like, it's okay, because like he had experienced that a lot in his life, and it was good to know that I wasn't like crazy for feeling that way, and like other people feel that. I mean, I don't want other people to feel that way, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like sex drive, I feel like I didn't ever get it back to, you know, I went like a very long time without like actual sex and without like even trying, because sometimes I was just like, I have to try because I want to know like what this feels like, and like I want to know that I can still like enjoy this. And for a long time I didn't enjoy it, and I realized that like it was just a lot deeper for me now than it was before, and I didn't want to like have a partner that wasn't like my real partner, you know, or like if we weren't a thing, if we weren't serious about each other, or like, you know, if I don't care that much for you, then I don't care to give you me in that way. And I guess that became very serious for me, like more than it was before I started HRT. So I do have a boyfriend now, and so that's great. And I have realized that I do like sex again. I mean, I've always liked it, but you know what I mean? I'm willing to, not willing to, that sounds like a chore. Whatever, you get it. I don't have anything done, but I do really want to get a boob job soon. For surgeries, my main goal will always be bottom surgery. I do want a boob job, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I mean, for me, I obviously do, if you know me. I've mentioned before, I don't really care to do anything with it. When I was younger, I thought it would be a problem because it would stand out so bad, like, but I think since I've gained weight, it doesn't really stand out as much as it used to, because I was so skinny back then. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I did start HRT that first year, I started in July, and by October, I was at a Halloween party, and one of my friends like grabbed my ass and was like, "Corinne, your ass is getting so much bigger." It's not like a fat ass or anything, but whenever I was younger and before HRT, my ass was flat. It was so bad. I got made fun of like all the time. So yeah, my butt grew a bit, so thank you, hormones. I did shave today, of course, so that's what my skin looks like, and I should have a picture, so if I find it, I'll put it up here. This is what my skin looked like in 2019. I started HRT in 2020, and this is what my skin looks like probably after not shaving for one day in 2019. So I do get nauseous a lot. When I first started hormones, I got nauseous so much, and then like by the time I was like 2 years on hormones, I didn't get nauseous really, but right now I do a lot lately. Before I started HRT, I did not get car sick. I didn't even really know what car sick was, like the feeling, you know? After starting HRT, I would notice that I would get very car sick, and I've never actually thrown up in a car. There was one time, well, I didn't throw up in the car. I've never actually thrown up in a car, but I do get very like sick in cars sometimes, especially if I'm driving, I don't think I get car sick, but if someone else is driving, I get very like nauseous, and I want to puke, and I like want to cry, and I'm just like, just get me home. I'm not the type of person to get sick, but being on HRT, I feel like I have been that bit. Being on HRT, I've also noticed like, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but so many men have hit me up, and like, you know, I feel like you never know with guys, because they talk like they're serious, but then they're actually not, so I don't know. But like, being on hormones, I have witnessed so many men like try to get serious with me and like try to date me, and just guys being into me. I don't think it has to be a coincidence, because I don't look that different from what I looked like before I started HRT. I don't know if it's the boobs, honestly. Is it the boobs? Hey, is it the boobs? I'm kidding. No, but honestly, I feel like guys are so much more into me now than they were before I started HRT. And it's crazy because I don't give a fuck about them now because I have a boyfriend. I used to get breast pains, but now I don't. Like, not really. Not like I used to. Some days they feel very swollen and big and perky, and other days they feel like very, very small. Like, especially whenever I didn't have estrogen for like that 1 week or two, they felt so small. And like, they're not gonna shrink. They're just gonna, without your estrogen, they're just gonna like, I don't know how to explain it. They just don't feel full. They don't feel full of life. They're not very like, you know, they're not fun. They're like depressed tits. Yeah, I guess this has been my experience on hormones. I feel like there's a lot more that I can't think of. I can't ever think when I'm on here. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, being on HRT is pretty crazy if it hits your mind. I feel like I think a lot different from what I used to. Not a whole lot, but I feel like what I used to feel and think, it's exaggerated a bit. Not exaggerated, but you know, it's heightened. I question a lot of things, and I feel like I've always been that type of person, but now I feel like I don't know, I'm in my head a lot. That there are a lot of times where I don't, sorry, they're, train, ma'am, I'm filming. Downtown is so disgusting. I'm not gonna get started on that. Say taking HRT is pretty stressful and annoying to me. Thank goodness for HRT, and I'm glad I have it. I'm so thankful, but it does stress me out thinking like, oh, I have to do this at this time, and I have to do this at this time, and I don't wanna put this in my mouth. I don't want it, like there are times where I feel very nauseous and sick, and I'm just like, I'm skipping this today, or for the morning or for the night. Sometimes I go the whole day, but that's very rare. But there are times that I miss it at night, and I know I shouldn't do that, and that's probably like preventing, like, I feel like my boobs have grown as much as they are going to grow because it's been 2 years, but either way, that doesn't really matter. It's very annoying, that's all. The sun is going down. I don't really know what time it is anymore. I guess I should wrap this up, but there was something else I wanted to talk about and I can't remember what it was. So starting HRT, you go get checked up every 3 months at first, and then it changes to every 6 months, and then it changes to once a year. So now I'm at like the 1 year. I don't have to like pay so much for these visits because I'm not going so often anymore. So that's a good thing. So yeah, it can be pretty expensive or pricey starting out, but like once you get through those few months to a year, it'll get better because you're not spending so much money as often. So that's cool. I feel like I always leave stuff out, and I feel like kind of like I'm repeating myself from the last time, but hopefully I gave you guys some information that I didn't give you last time, and I gave you an actual update because I'm not really sure. I should have probably watched my last video before filming, but I'm not gonna do all that. I don't like watching myself. If you have any questions about your transition or about my transition, feel free to ask those questions in the comments, and I will definitely get to that. I will either reply to you in that comment or just you'll see in the next video. But I am ready to film more, and I am in the mood to. I feel better, I feel good, and I don't feel like, I feel like being on hormones, I feel like I had a lot of days where I felt ugly and I felt like there was nothing worth getting ready and doing my hair and makeup, and that's just the truth. That's what I have gone through, and right now I'm not in that zone. I feel a lot better and more comfortable and happy, and I feel like the rest of this year is gonna be pretty good for me. And yeah, if you made it through this whole video, thank you so much for watching. So if you like this video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will have a lot more content soon. We are at 900 subscribers, I think 902 right now. So we're getting up there to 1,000. So that's exciting. Whenever I started YouTube, I didn't think that I would even get that many subscribers or views or likes. And I thought that like, oh, I don't ever upload. I'm not, you know, no one cares. But I mean, 900 is pretty good because I hardly upload. But I am ready to upload more. So just stick with me, guys. I'll see y'all later. I'll be back soon. Bye.